You wake up from surgery. Your knee is swollen to twice its size, wrapped in bandages, and locked into a straight brace. The surgeon just drilled tunnels into your bones and threaded a new piece of tissue to replace your torn ACL. But right now, that graft isn't a functioning ligament. It has no blood supply. It is essentially dead tissue. Biological transformation, the Elite Manual Therapy Institute, or EMTI, in Hisar, Haryana, developed a strict 5-phase recovery roadmap. Following this timeline dictates how those new cells survive and adapt inside your knee. If you rush it, the tissue fails. Phase 1 covers the first 2 weeks. The mechanical targets here are rigid. You need to force the knee perfectly straight to 0 degrees and slowly push the bend to 90 degrees. Surgical trauma causes the muscles in your thigh to temporarily shut down. You have to force them awake. That means doing quad sets, squeezing the thigh muscle hard against a towel, and doing targeted heel presses to rebuild the neural connection. You also have strict rules right now. You must relentlessly kill the swelling by icing the joint for 15 minutes every 2 hours. And when you walk on your crutches, you are not allowed to limp. If you don't clear out the fluid and get that knee straight immediately, scar tissue sets in. That creates a chronic stiffness that will derail the entire recovery process. By weeks 3 through 6, you enter phase 2. The physical milestones shift to ditching the crutches entirely, walking with a normal, fluid gait, and pushing the knee's bend past 100 degrees. To safely carry your full body weight again, you start loading the hip and knee extensors with mini squats and retrograde walking backward against resistance. This graph tracks confidence against the ACL's strength. While confidence rises, the graft's tensile strength plunges to its lowest point around week 6. This dangerous gap occurs because original tissue actively dissolves during replacement. Ignoring strict weight limits puts massive stress on a weakened structure. Your physical ability to walk easily hides the biological reality inside the joint. Surviving the 6-week mark requires strict discipline, because overconfidence is the single biggest threat to your new ligament. Phase 3 runs from week 6 to 9. The focus moves to building thick, protective muscle armor around the knee, hitting a 125-degree bend, and getting the surgical leg to 70. This is the bridge to actual sports. You start introducing light jogging, early agility drills, and faster gym movements like deadlifts. MTI uses blood flow restriction training to build muscle safely. A tourniquet wraps the thigh. Arterial blood enters, but venous blood is trapped. This pooling triggers heavy cellular growth. You achieve massive quad growth using light resistance, avoiding dangerous ACL loads. By the end of phase 4, your leg transitions from a fragile surgical site into a fortified structure, ready to absorb sudden, unpredictable impacts. Phase 5 stretches from month 3 out to month 6 and beyond. You leave clinical rehab behind and enter athlete mode. The routine shifts to box jumps, hard sprinting, and aggressive cutting drills. Before you are cleared to play, you have to pass the hop test. This is a functional assessment, where you jump as far as possible on a single leg to measure sheer power and stability. It is an unforgiving biomechanical exam. Your surgical leg must launch you exactly as far as your healthy leg, and you have to stick the landing with total, unwavering control. There is a hidden psychological test here, too. The physical strength won't matter if your brain microscopically hesitates before a jump. You have to prove you trust the knee to handle maximum force. If you're mapping out your own recovery, subscribe to the Elite Manual Therapy Institute in Hisar, Haryana, for more detailed breakdowns. And always respect the timeline of your body. A properly executed ACL rehab takes a piece of dead tissue and turns it into a living ligament, pushing you past clinical recovery and back to fearless athletic performance.